Hey, I'm Alex. I figured I would just post a lesson on here on YouTube for some blues guitar runs that you can use. They help a lot with your improv stuff. I'm not great, but I kind of understand a little bit about how to do them, so I figured, maybe somebody will find it helpful. And I'm pretty bored, so this is what I'm doing. And I'm putting off studying for microbiology, so that's nice. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to show you a few different runs. They're not pentatonic scales. One of them is, but it's they're derived from them. So if you know those pentatonics, it'll actually make these a little bit easier too. So anyway, without further ado, I'll show you some of the stuff. Alright, so for the purposes of the tutorial, we're going to play this in the key of E. Now, you can move any of these up, so I'm going to start with a position. Say my first position starts at, let's see here. Let's say we started at just the key of E, and it starts at the 2nd and 4th fret. Now, to transpose that to the key of F, all you need to do, move it up a fret, and the rest of the fret, or the rest of the run as well, and you'd have it in the key of F. So, follows the same principles as just moving up and down the neck with regular notes. Anyway, I'm going to refer to my fingers in this as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 is my middle finger. 1 is my pointer finger. 2 is my middle finger. 3 is my ring finger. 4 is my pinky. So when I say do a run with 1, 3, that doesn't mean 1st fret, 3rd fret. That means I'm using my 1st finger, then my 3rd finger. As far as what fret to be on, I'll let you know about those, and you can go from there. So, in the key of E, we're going to start with our first run on the 2nd fret, and we're going to use a 1, 3, 1, 3 on the next string, on the A string, D string, 1, 3. Next is 1, 4 on the G string, but we're going to move it up to the 1st fret. So it's 1st fret, 1, 4. So the last note will be on your 4th fret, the first will be on your 1st fret. So 1, 4, move it back, so we're on the 2nd fret again, 1, 4, and 1, 3. So all together. Now, each time I say these, I'm not going to go through and say A string, D string, G string every time. I'm just going to say 1, 3. Then the next time I say some combination, 1, 3, it'll be on the next string. And we're always going to start at the bottom and work our way to the high strings. So 1, 3, 1, 3 would be E string 1, 3, A string 1, 3. Altogether, this run. Now, of course, since this is the key of E, you can use the open E, high and low, and you can use the open A as well. So you can work those in to any kind of runs that you're doing. Should sound alright. Now, next one we're going to do starts at the 4th fret, goes to the 7th fret. So it's going to be 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. Again, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. All together. Again, I just finished that with that open E. Brings a nice level of closure to it. Now, each one of these runs has a root note in it. Now, I'm not sure off the top of my head where each one of them is, but you can figure it out if you're in the key of E. Where's your E note in that? It's going to be on the A string, and you're going to be on your 4th fret. Now, it's different for every single one of these runs, but they all have a root note that sounds really good. Like, let's say you're playing just an improvisational solo. If you want to end a bar, or if you want to end maybe your solo or something, you want it to be consonant, then you can end it on that root note. That'll give it a nice sense of closure, whereas you'll kind of leave it hanging if you end it somewhere else. Like, doesn't quite sound as final. So just a suggestion for some things that you can do. Next one that we're going to do starts at the 7th fret to the 9th fret. Now there's a lot of different ways that people like to finger this next run. Really comes down to personal preference, what you like to do, how you feel the most comfortable playing it. I'm just going to give you the way that I do it, and you can finger it however you like. I'll show you a few different ways to do it. Anyway, you're going to start it the way I do it. 1-3. Remember, on the 7th to the 9th, 1-3, 1-3. You're going to move your hand up so that your first finger is on the 6th fret now. You're going to do 1-4, 1-4, 2-4, 2-4. Another way that people like to finger that is they like to use sometimes just their first and third finger and kind of spread them out when they get to the higher or the longer reaches like this. Other way that people like to do it is instead of moving their hand like I do, so on the 3rd string, you have on the D string here, I move my finger up 1 fret. Some people like to just start with 2 and 4, so they already have this first finger ready to go on the 6th fret, and they just don't use it until they get there. So it would be 2-4, 2-4, 1-4, 1-4, 2-4, 2-4. Again, it just comes down to personal preference, what it is you like to do. Altogether, that run should be something like this. Next run we're going to do goes from 9 to 12. It's going to go 1-4, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 1-4, 1-4. Now this is one of the pentatonic scales, and it's actually one of the easiest of these blues runs to play, because you have all of these repeating 1-3s, and you've got just 1-4 here and 1-4 here. You're never really using your middle finger with this one, at least not normally, unless you add some, maybe chromatic things there, which you can do, just fool around with it. Yeah, just fool around with any of these, really. There's millions of ways you can put them together, so experiment. Hopefully you'll find something that sounds pretty nice. Anyway, this one should sound just about like this. This is one that a lot of people like to solo in. You'll see a lot of people there because of these repeating 1-3s. It's just a very simple one, easy to do. You'll see people doing some speedier stuff. Just some cool stuff that you can do with it. Just some cool stuff. Now all I was doing there is connecting those 2 runs. The previous that goes from the 7th to the 9th, and this one that we just did that goes from the 9th to the 12th. All of these runs are connected. The second note in the 7th to 9th is the first note in the 9th to 12th. Hopefully that's understandable. Hopefully that's clear. Next you're going to start on the E on the 12th fret. It's going to go 12-14, so 1-3. I move my hand up, so I'm now on the 11th fret with my first finger. 1-4, 1-4, 1-3, and then 2-4, 2-4. Again, 1-3, move my hand up to the 11th, 1-4, 1-4, 1-3, 2-4, 2-4. All together. Now the interesting thing is, once you do that, you've gone a full octave up the guitar. So the next one that we're going to do, or that we can do, is the same one that we did way back up here at the 2nd and 4th fret, the first one that we did. So since you've gone an entire octave up the guitar, you just play that same progression 1 octave up. And then the cycle just repeats. You know, how many frets you have is how many different positions you can go to. Last thing that I wanted to talk about is the different ways that you can put chords together with this. And, you know, there's a lot of different chords that you can use, and not all of them specifically fit in to these blues scales. Like that you can fit that in, even though it's not using